Hi, I'm Lisa and I work for the Addiction Hair Salon in Watford. I'm a master hair designer here and I'm going to be showing you on this video a brunette hairstyle. With brunette hair, it's always best to play on the shine and the gloss that you naturally have, so I'm going to be doing a curly style for you today. Product-wise and appliance-wise, I'm going to be using medium-sized GHD hair straighteners, a comb, sectioning clips, and then a brush just to start, just to make sure there's no knots and tangles. Product-wise, heat protection spray, and when I've finished, I'm just going to be using some sugar spray to hold, and a little bit just of this light product just to run through the ends. So, I'm going to be starting with the back. It's always best to start with the back of the hair. It's always the hardest when you're working on your own hair, so if you get this out of the way first, it makes the sides much easier to work with. I'm just going to take that section at the back, and using sectioning clips, I'm going to keep the sections quite a little bit large here because my model's hair is quite thick and quite long and you don't want the curl to be too tight. So I've now sectioned the hair. I'm going to spray a little bit of heat protection spray in and then curl. So I'm going to take GHDs, take one section of hair, place vertically towards the root, twist halfway around and then pull out. The smaller the section, the tighter the curl, so if your hair is a little bit shorter or a bit harder to hold a style, then you're better off taking it just slightly smaller than I have. So I've now finished the back section, so I'm just going to kind of show you the look you're aiming towards. As you can see, there's a varied size curl all the way through. And some sections are quite tighter than others, but it is quite good to have different sort of sizes as you work through the hair. So I'm now going to move Laura around and work on this side and show you sort of how to go through the sides. It's exactly the same as the back. You still section off and you work all the way to the top. When you're working around your face, it's always better, as a personal tip, to kind of work back from the hair. It just makes it a little bit softer around the front so nothing's all coming in around you, sort of around the front. And the fringe as well, just slightly bring back, but I'll be showing you that a little bit later. So I'm just going to section this into two. Same thing, and then just pull out. When you're working around these side sections, these should only be taking you about 5 minutes at the most. So now I've finished curling all the hair. This is the overall look that you should be having in front of you. So all that's left now to do is just to finish the style and to sort of fix it. So I'm going to be using a light texturising product. This one's perfect for longer hair and breaking up curls. So before I do that, I'm just going to, without anything on my hands, just break the curl up and just loosen it up just with my fingertips. The more you pull the style out, the looser the curl will be, because you don't want it to be too tight and too set. But use your own judgment. If your hair does tend to drop very quickly, then don't pull the curls out as much at this stage. So now I've done that, I'm just going to use a small amount of product just into my hands, just to smooth any kind of stray ends. So you're working with what you see in the mirror. If you think you need a bit more body on the top, just scrunch your fingers into your scalp there. But I just want this style just to be that little bit looser, so I'm kind of not going for that. If there's any bits that are dropping, literally just loosely, finger back home, just randomly. Builds up a little bit more texture as well. So when you think you've got the shape you're looking for, or the curl that you want, I'm just going to be using a fixing spray. Acts a little bit like a salt spray, but it's actually sugar. And just a fine mist all the way around the hair. Again, don't put too much on because it does dry very wet. So with these products, you've just got to be really sparing. So when you've done that, just make sure that it's all worked through. So as I spin my model round, I'm just going to show you just what you would have achieved with this guide and the kind of thing you're going to be aiming towards. This is just one sort of idea that you could be doing with brunette hair. I'm just going to show you another little variation that you can do on yourself as well. This is really good to do when your hair is curly. It's a very loose, rough style that's very easy to do on yourself. So for this, all I'm going to be using are just a few hair grips, a few curby grips. Just a few of them into the hair. And I've got a few of these pins just in case there's any little stray hairs. So, now you've got the hair in front of you, it's now up to you where you put it. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull a couple of these sections back just to bring it loosely just away from her face. So to do that, I'm just going to work with what I see, what I want to leave out. It's always nice to leave a few little sections at the front. If you've got a comb and you just want to just smooth over this bit just to stop it looking so parted, I wouldn't personally go for much height though. So I would just take a section of hair, just twist around sort of the crown, and just quite loosely use your grips just to secure. Best way to do it is if you cross them over. So I'm going to put in one in there, take another one, and secure in that way. It's the most secure way to secure your grips. So obviously if you want that to sort of not show, then I would just randomly just pull a couple of these sections back around here and just loosely use them to cover over. These are almost invisible on the hair. So you can use as many of these as you like. So as I spin my model around, just to show you another variation of the style, you can just see, you've just pulled a little bit back just to sort of open up around the face, and you can pull any sort of thing around the front of what you want to see as well. Again, it's all personal preference, so have a little play with it and see what you can do with your hair. And that is another idea for a brunette hairstyle.